There we go, Craig. What's up, guys? Happy Sunday. Hope everyone is having a good day or has had a good day. I don't know what time it is for you. My day's ending. How are you guys doing? And it's been a while since we had any recording.
It has been a while.
Yeah.
I've been, yeah, it really has. I've been well. I um, I was gonna tell you something, but I forgot. Well, before the podcast, England lost, right? But I think the reason they lost is because you announced that you were hosting the stream,
No, we,
right?
we already figured out why they lost. It's because Hunter was sitting on the fence. That's why.
I still
See,
can't believe they
okay,
lost.
you see. I don't know if you've seen Elf, right? So like Santa's in that. Okay, now his sleigh doesn't work because not enough people believe in Christmas. Right, but then all of a sudden everyone starts believing in Christmas and the sleigh works. Same thing for England because Hunter did not believe in England enough because he was sitting on the fence. England failed. That's why. Simple concept, easy to understand.
Poor Hunter. What about you, King? How you been?
Dude, I've been busy as all hell. Like, I have been working insane hours lately to get my work done at work, and it is tiring as hell. And I don't even have the time to like cook anymore. Several times this past week, I actually just like went out at the end of work to get food, and I only get food at night, and it's dark out. But keep in mind, it's daylight savings time, so if it's dark out during
It's
daylight savings time, you know,
late.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's one of the
We'll
worst
see.
feelings when you work so late that you want to eat but you can't have like a proper meal. You've got to just get a takeaway because you feel shit because of the takeaway, and you feel shit because you're tired. So then you feel even more shit. Yeah,
Yeah,
nah,
exactly.
I can relate to that.
I cannot relate to that because I've always worked morning. Always wake up at 6. Or when I used to wake up at 6, be home by 4:35, and we good. None of this working overnight shit. Mm-mm.
I would love to have a night job again. That was great. Like
Night
night
jobs are
shift.
tough. It's like only certain types of people can really get
You've got to
into
get
them.
used to it as well.
Yeah.
I enjoyed. I had a night shift for. I think I did it for about 6 months. During it was kind of I did it near the end of uni, first year uni, through the summer and then towards Christmas. But the shifts that I had didn't clash at all with uni, so I was always able to make sure I got enough sleep for uni, and all my lectures were always evening anyway. So it's times when I was awake anyway, so it didn't really affect anything. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I can't tell you why I enjoyed it, but I enjoyed it a lot more than any day shift job I've ever had.
You liked it because of the big booty bitches. I got you. I got you. It's fine.
I
I
wish
respect
it
it.
was literally a sausage fest, bro. It was like 12
Oh,
of
so
us.
okay. So you liked it because of the sausage fest. All right, respect. That was your.
It was like 12 because it was warehouse. It was a
Oh,
toy store,
fuck
but we were the
that.
warehouse in it. Um,
Oh,
it
so
was
you were
good.
Santa's little helpers. I got you.
Basically, that's basically what we were actually as Santa's little helpers. But the fun part is because we were the night shift and we had less work overall, like because we didn't have to deal with customers. We were the ones that when the new toy came in, we got to open a bunch of them. I think we opened 10 in total, and we got to test all 10. And as long as 8 out of the 10 were working perfectly, they were good to sell. It was great. So we just basically would have nights where we're just racing around the remote control cars.
Okay, I got you. So, King, nothing new with you besides just working a lot and not knowing the time of day. Dev?
Pretty much. I mean, I would also say like I've at least got a little bit more shit going on the weekend, like good stuff that's coming up in the future. So I may not be as available for a couple of podcasts, but we can always schedule ourselves around that.
We can
Yeah,
adjust.
we could adjust because we're family.
All right, Dominic.
Those fucking memes. Oh, those fucking
I
memes. What
know,
about you,
right?
Dev?
They
Yeah.
were
We
great.
can we can talk about some of those too if you saw anyone that was particularly funny.
Oh,
There was
we
quite a lot of them.
there is quite a lot. Before we get to those
Yeah.
funny memes, Dev, anything new with you besides work and all that?
Nothing really new. I had to isolate for about 5 or 6 days because I was in contact with someone that was COVID positive. Did my test and it came back negative, so that was good.
No, that is good.
But
Those superpowers are helping you out. I told you.
I know it's getting there. I'm scared to lose them my second dose. But other than that, nothing's really changed for me. The isolation was great because I got to finish a couple shows. It was good
Yes,
fun.
you did. And I know we talked about it. We
Yep.
talked about it in
I was
the.
very
in the
depressed, but it was fun.
I
But
fucking
nothing new.
told you.
I
So,
know.
so some of the listeners aren't gonna know. So just tell them what we're talking about.
So, I'm the kind of person I'll happily watch like majority of shows I get recommended. It's just like a backed up list, and I've had Bunny Girl Senpai actually be recommended to me since before I joined the server. But I've never before I joined this, I wasn't fully. I don't watch anime as much as I do now, and then Spidey's always been telling me watch it, watch it, watch it. Mine's superior, blah 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 blah. And I've never doubted it. It's just every time I get ready, okay, cool, let's watch it. I'll start watching something else, and then I forget. And I'm like, cool, let's watch it. Then I'll forget again. So this time I finally said, all right, I finished IBO, Iron Blooded Orphans, which left me kind of depressed. So I was like, okay, my understanding of Bunny Girl Senpai, it was sad, like a bit of a roller coaster, but I didn't expect it to be as sad as it was. So I was going to use that as a bit of a pick me up from IBO, and that was a mistake. Very,
No,
very
yeah,
big
that
mistake.
that was a fucking that's no, you fucked up. That's what I'm
But
saying.
I thoroughly enjoyed it, and believe it or not, it pushed Fate out of my top 3.
Oh, I believe it because it's
Yeah.
that good.
It
I
pushed
believe
Fate
it.
out of my top 3.
I told you this. We play Mude. For those, if you know Mude, you know Mude. I will happily trade any fairy tale character over Mai any day of the week because Mai is at top tier. And then what's his name? Kazuya. I think I got his name. Kazuya?
Sakuto, isn't it?
Sakuta. Yeah, my bad. I was thinking of another motherfucker.
That dude is. He's so relatable, but he's also just such a fucking boss.
That dude's a fucking Chad. He's a man
I
amongst
feel
men.
sorry for him. He just wanted a nice, relaxing life with a girl. He was chilling, but no. Some god up there was like, all right, I'm gonna have this happen to you, and this is gonna happen to you, and you're gonna fuck up here, and this is gonna fuck up
The
here.
one who's gonna be able to solve it.
And he
Like, damn.
never, ever once actually complained. He
Nuh-uh.
put it down, but he never complained.
He's like, it's for family. It literally was for family if you think about it.
Mm-hmm. And the only time
So-
he broke down was right at the end when, any person would have, because that was
Yeah,
a lot
yeah.
of shit. But he never once at all through any of the times ever was like, fuck this, I don't want to do this. Why is this me? Why is it always high? Man was never depressed. He was just like, all right, well, just get on with it.
Like, oh shit, here we go again.
Exactly.
But
There
yeah.
wasn't a single character I didn't like either. Shoko was my least favorite, but I didn't hate her. I still liked her quite a bit.
No, the movie makes me hate her. I'm sorry, the movie makes me hate her.
I understand why. I get it. I don't hate it, but I get it. I get why.
You're like, I understand. It makes
Yeah.
sense.
I get why.
But no, yeah, if you haven't seen it and you listen to this
Highly
podcast,
recommend it.
highly recommend it. Can't get enough of that shit. I don't read the light novels, so
I
I'm just
want
hoping
to,
there's-
but then I remember there's too many words.
Yeah, I look at the illustrations in the light novels, and that's about it. Hopefully, there's a second season, but there's not enough novels at the moment. But who never knows. We got ReZero like 6 years later, so there's always a chance.
Dragon Ball
But
came
with-
back like 15 years later, so
Oh, that's true. But
we
with
got a lot of
that,
time.
with that out of the way, with our little intro out of the way, let's talk about Dominic Toretto memes.
I'm gonna start off with that. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, we could start off with that. We're not gonna be able to discuss Loki this week because, like King said, he's been very busy, so he hasn't had the chance to catch up.
We could theoretically do our whole own thing about that.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah,
An
we can.
entire podcast later on.
That would
Same
work.
thing we did for like the Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
And Lucifer,
Yeah, that too.
we could do that. Since we won't be talking about Loki, we have a lot more time. King, you could start with what's one of the Dom Toretto memes that you've seen that absolutely killed you with laughter?
It was based on Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, where Anakin was in the early space battle, and he was under heavy attack, and then suddenly help comes out of nowhere. And he's like, yo, Dom, what are you doing in space? And Dom says, there's always space for family.
That's great.
My God. Pro tip: don't eat a tamale while you're getting some serious laughs. Holy shit, that was good. What about you, Dev?
I've got mine right here. I'll post it for you lot. It's
Ooh.
the one at the board meeting where the guy's like, "What is the most important thing in life?" And then someone will give all three of them give a recommendation. There's the one like relaxed guy who gives an actual good answer, and he gets chucked out the window, and then Dom saves him. That
Oh,
one
God.
killed me when I saw that.
Oh, that's really good too. Yeah, that's almost like that Harry Potter scene in the second movie.
Oh yeah. When he's what is his name? Ron saves him.
Ron. Yeah.
The one I found is going off the Harry Potter theme is some guy. It's a TikTok. So the guy's like, what do you have that the other doesn't? And Harry, he's like, oh, I got a invisibility cloak. And then the guy says, try it on. He tries it on, and then it turns over to, so Dom, what do you have? Family. And he just like the most deadpan face, and the fucking kids. Harry's just looking at him, and he's like shook. And I was laughing so hard at that bullshit. One thing,
Nice.
one thing um that I do think is, do you guys like the Fast and the Furious
Oh, this
franchise?
is good too.
That one.
Oh,
I love that one. That one had me cackling. The Home Alone one.
oh my
It's like,
God.
I don't want a new family. I don't want any family. Family suck. And Tom's just there with his fucking shotgun.
He's like, what you say, homie? What you say?
Oh, that one had me chuckling. That was a really fun
This
one.
is really good.
Do we like Fast and Furious? I've always loved the franchise. I got into it when Tokyo Drift #3. Yeah, I got into it at #3. I watched #3 and I was like, oh, this is cool. So I watched #1 and 2. #3, then I realized it didn't even fit into the story. But obviously, you find out why later. My only complaint with the Fast and Furious franchise, and it's not entirely a big complaint, it's just that it's kind of gone away from what the story originally was about. Story originally was about driving and drag racing, with the whole, friend and family kind of aspect. And now it's kind of changed its dynamic. However, it's not entirely a bad thing, because series that do go on for a long time, especially regular series, not anime, kind of need to adapt and change as that goes on. Otherwise, it becomes a very, very boring. I mean, if you look at Transporter, the movies are great. If you look at the series, it's extremely shit, because after it's the exact same thing every episode, just different characters. So I still thoroughly enjoy all of Fast and Furious. It'll always be one of my favorite franchises, and I'll buy the Blu-rays as they come out. What about you guys?
Well, for me, I think that I treat the Fast and Furious honestly kind of similar to how I decided to treat Fairy Tale. I'm not gonna take it seriously. I'm just gonna accept the stupid as it, rolls in, and just to take it as entertainment and not really think about it too much. Because it's clearly not a franchise that is aiming for people to think about it too much, like like the Transformers movies or something akin to that.
So I'm on the complete opposite spectrum. I don't give a single fuck for any of these movies. Um, I never liked them. I never liked the concept of drag racing. I get it's a thing. I just didn't care for it. I did see Hobbs and Shaw, because that had Jason Statham and The Rock. And honestly, you couldn't even tell it was a Fast and the Furious movie until they fucking put it in the title. I did see the last one, Fast and Furious 9 or whatever the hell it's called. And King is right in this regard. It's so stupid that you can't take it seriously,
Yep.
because then your brain hurts. But I enjoyed it. It was like so stupid that I was laughing so hard at in some areas. There's some areas where it goes very meta, and that shit had me dying. And then there was other areas where it was like so absurd and over the top that you're like, all right, yeah, sure, I guess. But yeah, I understand why they kind of shifted the tone, because they were selling well, or it was doing well anyway, but it wasn't doing as well as it could. And then once they did once The Rock got introduced, which movie, I don't know what movie that was. That's when it
That
started
was number
telling you.
5.
Oh, there you go. With number 5, that's when it sold even more, and then it like exploded into
Number
Superman.
5 is when it
Yeah.
exploded into an even bigger
Yeah.
fan base.
That
I
was
guess
like
you will.
that was the Brazilian movie for those who don't know the detail. Like, yeah, it basically someone on Facebook apparently was like, I want to see Vin Diesel and The Rock together, and then they literally wrote the Luke Hobbs character for Rock, and that's the movie that basically catapulted this from like a little niche car franchise to like, holy shit, this is like a worldwide thing that people fucking everywhere will love.
Yeah, it became an action franchise, so.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like that's the change, which I don't mind it. I'm not a big fan of the change, but like I said, they have to adapt and they have to actually change things up because
Well-
racing does become very repetitive, and the
Well-
action hasn't been bad. The action's actually been really fucking good. So I don't
It's
mind.
been over the top, but good. Yeah. No, yeah, definitely. Well, I will say that I don't know if you guys have seen the ninth movie or whatever the fuck.
Not yet.
What's it called?
I will say this. I'm not gonna give a lot of spoilers. There is a lot of flashback scenes, and as someone who didn't really know the series or anything, I thoroughly enjoyed the flashback scenes. I thought those were the better parts of the movie.
I haven't seen this one yet.
And I will say that if you follow the franchise if you followed the franchise in the sense that you know the first movie, the second movie, the third, and the fourth, there is a payoff in this one for knowing all of them and like having seen all of them and knowing the characters. So for those who do enjoy that, that's there you go. You're incentivized to watch it. If you're a casual, don't think too hard because you'll just rage at life.
Yeah,
But yeah.
with the series, you just enjoy it for what it's worth, what it's good at. Don't start trying to think of the plot here and there and that. Like, it doesn't matter.
I would also recommend you Google the appropriate viewing order because, like Dav said, some of them take.
I could tell you the good viewing order.
Okay, well there you go. Well,
Yeah.
message Dav if you're interested.
It's even got a couple preludes in between.
There's a couple of short stories that you could only find on YouTube. Yeah.
One of them's called Turbocharged or something. The other one's Los Bando something. I can't remember the name. Los Bandoleros.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at you with that Spanish accent. I
Oh,
see you,
I did
fam.
Spanish for 2 years.
I see you, fam.
Did it for
Nice.
2 years when I was like fucking 14. But yeah, it's a very fun franchise. But like we said, don't think too hard. Don't go into expecting the biggest amazing plot just because there's 9 movies. Well, such content. At the end of the day, the plot is quite simple.
Look,
And-
I'm gonna put it out there because it was in the trailer. Don't think too hard because these motherfuckers literally took a car to outer space. Okay.
And they've
Yeah, I
got a
heard about
runway
that
that
part.
lasts for like 15 miles. So
But that was the 6th movie.
yes. So I mean, there's no logic to the movie.
No, there's really not.
There's even a scene where a car goes across like 2 or 3 skyrise towers. So
You know what I want? Sharknado
Number
versus
7.
Fast and the Furious.
well, yeah.
Sharknado versus Fast and the Furious. That'd be great.
It'd be very interesting.
The final point I was trying to make is, Fast and the Furious is basically live action fairy tale with cars.
family.
It's all about family. You have that annoying blue cat, which is probably the kid, I guess.
Yeah.
You have characters who disappear for a long period of time.
And then appear out of nowhere again.
It's fairy tale and it's fairy tale live action. Mashima stole his idea for fairy tale from Fast and the Furious.
I will say Ludacris and what's his name?
Tyrese.
Which one?
Yeah, no.
Tyrese.
Yeah, no, it's Tyrese. Yeah, Roman Pierce, Roman
yeah,
and
Tyrese.
Ludacris, bro. Those two crack me up.
Dude,
They're so good.
Tyrese was the best part of the movie for me.
Tyrese is hilarious. The dude is so.
He's
I
always
think the second
Tocino,
Fast
cuz.
I think that the second Fast and the Furious movie is actually like pretty underrated by.
Too Fast, Too Furious. I loved it.
Yeah, I
one
think
of my
it's actually
favorites.
quite funny. It's not like the best movie in the franchise, but people talk shit about it a lot. But I think it's pretty decent by the standards of this franchise.
It is. I think it is the worst movie in the franchise, but it's.
I don't. I don't think. I think the
Definitely.
fourth. I think the fourth one is the worst in the franchise.
I feel like the fourth one is the most forgettable one.
Yeah, that's why I would
Would-
consider it to be
Wouldn't that
the
make it the
worst.
worst one if you forget it?
I don't.
But by the standards of this franchise, yes, because this whole franchise is about being zany and funny and shit. And it's like,
Yeah, that's a
what
fair
do you
point. Yeah,
remember
yeah.
about the fourth movie outside of like
That's
the
true.
fact that Letty theoretically died and what's her face? Gal Gadot made her debut in that movie.
The thing is that I liked about the second movie is that it introduced Roman, Tej, Monica, all of them,
Mhm.
and
Too bad
that's
we haven't
kind
seen
of
her in a
and
while.
Brian was a top level brother in that fam. My man was a peak levels of bro in there. Like Brian, honestly, was such a good guy. Rest in peace, my boy Paul Walker.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, my man's. But honestly, and also the cast. I can say that
Mhm.
not a lot of films or franchises do this for me. You can tell just from their acting and from movie to movie, you can tell that the actors are having fun all the time when they're recording. Like, you can tell that it's such a fun
Mm.
set to be on.
No, yeah. No, I definitely agree there. And going back to the Paul Walker thing, you could tell that him, Tyrese, and Vin Diesel were super close because
Mhm.
not only the way they mourned his loss, but the way they approached the franchise, the way they like talked about it, and the way they showed appreciation to the fans who would like basically support them through that. Because I was going through the YouTube rabbit hole, and there was a Vin Diesel Vin Diesel interview where he was talking about how he when he's like on the street or something, people call him Dom, and he talked about how Paul Walker always loved when the people in LA would call him Brian because they're like, for him it was a sense of appreciation and admiration that they'd be watching his films and enjoying them. So if anything you could take away from the Fast and Furious is the cast enjoy each other. I don't know about Tyrese and The Rock, but everybody else really does act like family.
Even when
I didn't
Jason
know.
Statham came onto it, he was the antagonist, if you will, but
Mhm.
you can see he thoroughly enjoyed his time on it as well. And if I recall correctly, Jason, Vin, and The Rock all do their own stunts as well.
I
I think
believe
so.
that Jason Statham does. I don't know about Vin Diesel though.
I think Vin does. I remember reading. I don't know if he does all of them, but I know he's done most of them. And same with The Rock.
I think
And
that's probably more likely that they use the stunt doubles for like the super crazy out there stuff.
yeah.
But yeah.
That to me just adds another layer to it. I know it's such a minor thing to a lot of people, but when actors do their own stunts, I just find it cooler.
Kind of like Tom Cruise with his crazy fucking over the top stunts.
Yeah.
But all right, that was our Fast and the Furious conversation. Put it on your bingo card if you expected us to talk about Fast and the Furious.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking bingo.
But yeah, overall great franchise. You'll enjoy it if you don't think about it too much. There's something for everyone, and yeah,
You know what? Maybe we should do a server event where we just stream Fast and Furious movies.
yeah. You know what? I'll let you take care of that.
I might do that. I'll think about that because I think I've got a few.
Yeah,
of them.
somebody write that down, and Dav will
Somebody write that
look
down.
into
Write
it
it
later.
When you listen to this, write it down and remind us. So we'll talk about Eden Zero now. We're gonna a little shift, if you will, shifting gears. Haha. We will talk about Eden Zero. This is where King will leave us for a bit.
Yep, I will catch you guys later, and I hope that you enjoy. I don't know what the quality of the recent Eden Zero chapters in the afterward, but either way, I hope you guys either enjoyed raving about it or tearing it up. So, see you guys in a bit.
For show. Dav, you want to do the honors with 150?
All right. All right. Let's have a look. So, chapter 150. You finally hit 150. It's been a hell of a ride. I remember I got into it when it was around 90, I think. And it's nice to see that the manga is going strong and the anime is going quite strong as well.
And the anime comes out in August, right? If I'm not mistaken.
August 26th, if I recall, the first 12 episodes, yes. The first 12 episodes will drop. I assume the dub is dropping with it because it's Netflix, and that's what it does with...
It does that with every anime it's done so far. It even did it with Eden Zero. I'm not sorry, Eden Zero. It did it with Pokemon and what's the name
Seven
of that
Deadly
show?
Sins.
7 Deadly Sins, yeah.
So the dub is probably going to come with it. That'll be exciting. I think I'll probably binge the dub. Give it a go. So yeah, the anime only seem to be really enjoying it. That's the great thing about it.
It's really good.
I've seen a few complaints here and there, a little bit about the fight animation. They say it's not as fluent as they would hoped, but then again, I don't really see a problem.
We'll show them an episode of Tartaros, and then they could bitch.
Just show them season 3 of NNT sorted. But overall, it's been really nice, and I'm happy to see that the anime is going strong. So 150, I will say I really like the color.
Titties. Oh, I'm sorry,
those two. But the color page that we got, I really like it. It's nice.
You know what it reminds me of?
What?
It reminds me of Volume 50 for Fairy Tail. That cover. Let me pull it up really quick for you.
Yeah.
It has Natsu sitting down and Lucy looking over the terrain. Oh, I'm an idiot. I just put Volume 50, not Volume 50 Fairy Tail.
Well, you look. For
it's the other way around. My bad. It's the other way around.
But really nice. I'm starting to love seeing the colors from the anime, and then also now in the manga. So just quick recap for everyone. This is the one. Oh, that is really nice, actually.
It kind of fits because we see Rebecca more as the Natsu figure, the Natsu type, and we see Shiki more as the Lucy type, and it's kind of similar. It's obviously not 1-to-1, but it's very identical.
It's kind of like it just flips roles.
Yes, sir.
Oh man, Pino's adorable. All right, so this is Rebecca waking up with robot legs. I ain't gonna lie, I was kind of like, bruh, what the hell is going on here? I don't know how you felt about that, and seeing Shiki give her a hug with what's the guy's name? Is it Noah?
It's Noah.
Yeah,
Noah something. Yeah, we got it.
What did you make of that? The fact that she had wake up, because that's obviously a huge thing for Rebecca, because her legs are her ether. It's her power.
My first thought is, you're fucked. And then I was like, what the fuck happened?
Now,
does that make sense? What about you? Because this was very because the 149 ended with this, and we were like, what the fuck?
I was pretty I'm not gonna use the word stressed. I was more like, oh shit. Like, how is she gonna go back now? They said this is their future, not ours. It's theirs. And their Rebecca has been in a coma. So it's not our Rebecca. Now, my own question is, how the hell does she get back to our time? However, I'm a little bit upset at the fact that it seems like it was a dream.
Yeah, it seemed like it was
I'm a little bit...
I don't know if it was a dream.
Or hallucination or something. There was something, but...
Go with me here. All right. Have you seen Batman vs Superman?
Yes.
So you know how Bruce is asleep and he sees the Flash coming from the future, and he's telling him shit. Yeah. And he thinks it's a dream, but it's not really a dream, and it's more like it's happening, but his mind perceives it as a dream.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of what happened.
Okay. Okay, I can kind of. I guess you could kind of put it in a premonition kind of idea.
Yeah, premonition. There you go. That.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I can. I still don't like that, but it's all right. I mean, I was kind of looking forward to Rebecca figuring out how she's gonna get back, but oh well, doesn't matter. Now, Lyra. I like her design. I just don't like her eyes. Like, why eyes gonna be different?
Just stab her eye out, bro. It's simple.
The fight with Weiss, Arsenal. I've got to say, I actually thoroughly enjoyed this fight. Iron Man versus Iron Man.
Iron Man versus what's the guy he fights in?
Machine, isn't it?
No, War Machine is his buddy.
Oh, I don't know, but I've got to say that I quite like the fight.
Ironmonger. Mm-hmm.
Now,
Okay.
Weiss, we always known that Weiss is smart, right? He is smart. Now, I'm still very surprised that it took him this long to realize he should just fly up to the dude and just, well, fuck up his suit by just touching it with his ether. So that was a little bit annoying. But now, Weiss, later on, we find out that Weiss was doing that because he was setting up all those little fucking signal jammers across town.
Mm-hmm.
That I found really actually pretty cool. Because again, like I said, Weiss is smart. It's nice that he's using his brains here because he knows that as long as he's got the signal jammers up, the other dude is fucked. His ether's fucked. He's not gonna be able to do anything. So even if Weiss kind of lost or went down for whatever reason, he's kind of put that security in there for them, which is really good. So that's kind of why I liked it, and also obviously now we've seen what his overdrive is. Well, is this overdrive? Is it confirmed to be overdrive? Do we know?
I think it's kind of like Gagio when he got his Dragon Force form. It's not confirmed for directly, but it's basically confirmed.
Okay, so we can assume that it is the overdrive then.
Yeah.
I've got to say, that chapter 150, I liked it. I don't know how you feel. I know you also, like me, don't really care about Weiss, but...
So here's the thing. Is this the one where he gets like his suit 2.0, or is it the next one?
Yeah, this is when he's in the suit and he's fighting against the dude.
Okay.
And they're going through town, and then...
No, yeah, but like, is this confirmed to be like the Mark II, or is that the next chapter where it's like the Mark II?
The next chapter confirms it, I think. Because he says that this power uses up even more than Arsenal. So yeah, this is his like Arsenal 2.0.
So here's the thing. I saw a lot of people complaining about his suit, and my thing is, he was always Iron Man. He's Hiro Mashima's Iron Man, right? He's smart. He uses tech. He's a womanizer. Or he tries to be anyway. And he has those moments where he's endearing, kind of like Tony Stark. I don't get why people were complaining about it. Like, this dude has a new suit. It's okay. It's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. However, this chapter was good overall. But like I said, I don't care for Weiss. I hated Iron Man. I was glad he died in Endgame. So for me, a Weiss chapter, it's okay, it's good, it gets the job done, but it's not my cup of tea. But I could see why people like it. And literally, his fight is basically Iron Man 1, where you have Iron Man fighting the Ironmonger, Obadiah Stane. So I was like, cool. I see Mashima pulling a lot more from superheroes. We have Rebecca with the Flash. Like I said, Weiss with Iron Man. And there was another character that reminded me of the hero, but can't think of it right now. But yeah, the chapter was good. I enjoyed it. I liked what was going on. I still don't like the character that he fought. I kind of wish he had killed him because dude looks so fucking cringe. Fucking pedophile looking motherfucker. But yeah, what would you give this chapter out of 10?
We give it an 8 because I enjoyed the fight a lot. The fight, bruh. What have I got a fucking list? The fight, a lot. It was enjoyable. I like the name of his attack. I don't really like the name of his attack, Mortal Crash. I think that sounds like shit.
Yeah, those are pretty weak.
That's whatever.
No, yeah, I agree with you, Nate. We get the introduction to Rebecca's fight. We get a Q color page, and then we get Iron Man versus Ironmonger anime edition, which was great. I like you said, the name was kind of trash, but then everything else about it was solid. And then of course, I liked his other attack, Million Bullets. It looked pretty.
That was cool. I like that a lot.
It looked pretty good. Not gonna lie to you. And then of course his overdrive. He looks like Sting there, but that's a story.
That's
for
who
him.
it was. I was trying to think, who does he look like? The thing I liked about the Million Bullets thing is, and this is kind of what I like about his overdrive. His overdrive is extremely powerful because he can literally remodel anything that's a machine. But his overdrive doesn't give himself any kind of innate fighting abilities, if you know what I mean. Like Shiki, Gravity, dude's already set to go at any time. Rebecca, same thing. Homura, same thing. With Weiss, he doesn't really have that capability. He's got to make sure he's prepared. That's why he's got his suit. He doesn't actually have combat prowess himself. If you put him into a fight without his suit or without, anything else, he's just, unless he can get outsmart them, he's not really going to do the best, in my opinion. He shows he's got to use a lot of his brains, and the fact that he flew around town setting up the signal jammers, remodeling the ground to put all those guns in, that kind of, it shows that he knows he knows his ether gear the best out of anyone, and he knows what he can do, and he knows what he's ready to do, what he needs to do. That's what I do like about it. And this chapter showed that. This chapter showed that.
It, like I said, it really showed he is Mashima's Iron Man. He showed he's very smart. He showed he's very quick on his feet and thinking. And much like Iron Man, if you take Iron Man's suit away, what is he? He's not super strong. He's not super. He doesn't have that combat prowess that every other hero does. So it illustrated how advanced intellectually he is, because the way he set it all up was kind of incredible.
The entire fight, honestly, it was really well. I think Mashima's always been good at choreographing fights. Obviously, there are some fights where it's like not the greatest, but every mangaka can be like that. But I have to say, majority of the Eden Zero fights have been really well choreographed, and I think this is one of them because it showcased everything that Weiss is good at.
That's true. So we gave this an 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
Now let's go on to chapter 151.
Now, this is where the dude asks, "You can overdrive." Never gets answered.
I mean, if I was Weiss or Weiss, why would I answer his question?
That's true. That is very true. But it's still a case of, I still think Weiss has a bit of a. I think the fact that he knows he's won, I think he would have been like, yeah, there is my overdrive. I'm better than you, kind of thing. So he likes to kind of know people to know he's good and better. So I wouldn't put it past him answering it. But I think in this situation, he's smart enough to realize maybe not.
He's like, maybe I'll just stay quiet, because if he thinks that it's not overdrive and that I don't have an overdrive, then he'll probably bring reinforcements. But if he thinks it's an overdrive and I just did all this shit, he'll be like, all right, my bad, bro.
But I love how he goes, time for a tactical retreat. Anytime I see the words tactical retreat in any kind of media, it cracks me up because it's such a stupid thing. It just means run the fuck away. Now, the interesting thing that I liked for the beginning of this was that, like we mentioned earlier, it's Weiss's other suit. Let's just call it the other suit. And it uses a lot more ether than Arsenal. I wonder if this is going to end up being an Urza situation with his suits, where he's going to have multiple types of suits for different situations, or if the one suit in the end will be able to chop and change as he wants to combat whatever he's against. Would you like that kind of thing?
Well, going back to the Iron Man comparison, I would hope it's something where it's like Iron Man, where there's small modifications to his armor each time, and there's improvements, and then there's that one set that he sticks to. because he's always thinking, he's always analyzing, and he's always making sure he's improving his gear, his armor anyway. So it would make sense for him to constantly update his suit. What about you?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind it. I'd like it. Because again, it's using his brains. It's utilizing what he's good at. And I always like that aspect. It's like when Urza versed 100, the way she utilized her different armors. I love that. So I'd like to see it in this as well. I think it'd be pretty cool. I just hope it's not a direct copy because we've had enough of those. But it is what it is. And I like group chat.
That shit was funny.
I love how he's like, guys, this is bad, and everyone's like, I got my show. See ya. And then the other guy's like, yeah, that's how they got me. A fucking thumbs up sticker. It's like, nice. I feel like that's whenever you come into mod chat, like, hey guys, what about this idea? And then someone just like, it was like gone earlier. Okay, then.
It's like, okay, go. Thanks.
I have to say that little bit of comedy was great. I hope we get to see more of that because I think that group chat thing would be quite a fun running gag to have in Eden Zero, considering that it's kind of like a futuristic setting and everyone's got phones because there's a whole B-Cuber thing. So I think having a group chat is going to be great. I want one big group chat at the end of the series with all the antagonists, all the protags, all the side characters. I want a big group chat with all of them. And I want everyone just taking the piss out of like Justice and Alice saying, oh, little lovers. That's if they're alive, I guess. But smash them, actually. They'll be alive. Yo, cross-world group chat, fam.
That'd be hilarious.
Now, the actual explanation of the game with Lyra, she's basically playing strip poker.
She is.
Now,
and you're all for it. I got you.
I'm all for that. I am all for that. I am a little bit. I don't like the idea of the bomb in the neck. That just sounds kind of plain and boring to me. But then again, it's just a way to make her stay, and I guess it's the easiest way. So why wouldn't you think of that idea? But now this dude that appears out of fucking nowhere, the fog dude. What's his name? Callum?
No, yeah, hold on. We have to talk about how Rebecca is actually using her head. She's like, I have the power to rewind time 90 seconds, and sorry, but that makes me invincible when it comes to this card games. But she's only able to use it so I'm guessing she's only able to use her power 3 times until she like improves, right? So I'm kind of interested to see what's gonna end up happening here, because if she's able to reverse time, theoretically, she'll never strip.
Okay, so I had a thought about this, right? She can go back 90 seconds, right? She said she can use it 2 more times. Now, if we imagine ether gear, right, ether energy as a bar, like a petrol gauge. Now, if she goes back 90 seconds, right, she can do it 3 times. So that's a third, a third, a third. If she goes back 30 seconds, is it much of a change in how many times she could do it? So if she can go back 3 times at 90, could she go back 3 times as much if she does it at 30 seconds?
I don't think she's able to control it. At least not yet.
Actually, yeah, I can see that she can't really control it.
I feel like this is like an Izuku Midoriya thing, and I'm sorry I'm bringing other anime and other series, but when he's in season 2, when he learns to use 5%, he's stuck at 5% until he trains more and figures out how to improve his growth.
I feel like couldn't he use less than 5% at will?
No, because he was stuck on 5% because of not. He either used 5% or didn't use any at all.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. I get you. He couldn't really. There was no control between it.
Yeah.
He only knew. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because
I can see that with Rebecca.
So I hope she learns to master it eventually, and she's like 10 seconds here, 10 seconds there. All right, 50 seconds here. Let's go.
It makes sense that it's a 90 cap. No, she can't do lower because Every time she brings it up, it's always 90 seconds. She never says, I can just go back in time. She always says, I can go back 90 seconds. So it makes sense, actually, that it's stuck at that. Yeah, she's using her head for that. Now, let's just see how well she actually utilizes it. Because I have a feeling, even though the rules are the same for both of them, I think we both probably know that Lyra probably wouldn't mind stripping. So the naked aspect wouldn't embarrass her. The worry would obviously be losing body parts. Now, when she says that she's going to lose body parts, the legs goes to Rebecca automatically thinks of where she woke up. I wonder if she got put into a coma after this fight from that.
Well, in the chapter that Shiki says that they all died in the Eden Zero.
Yeah, they all died in the Eden Zero, but it doesn't necessarily, because she could have ended up in the coma.
They died in the sheep. They died in the ship. So I don't think.
Yeah, but she could have ended up in the coma. Shiki carried her to the ship after maybe winning against this Callum dude. But then everyone else gets fucked up because it was Shiki and Noah left, and then Rebecca in a coma.
Well, Noah was never there. He was.
But what bored me is we that's who we see. We see Noah and we see Shiki and we see Rebecca. All the others are gone. So
yeah, so Noah says, and you lost legs, been in coma for years, Master. I can't make out what you're saying. When it happened, everyone on the Eden Zero dead.
Yeah. So I think this fight might be where she ended up in her own coma. And then whatever happens after is what happens to the rest of the team. Shiki obviously survives, but then everyone else goes kaput.
Should be crazy, bro. Should be crazy.
Can this page look? There we go. Now, the bunny suit is interesting because it's a one piece, so that's going to come off the moment she loses once. I wonder what kind of game it is. I know the leaks are out there. We won't talk about the leaks because some people might not. Oh, we can if you want to. I don't know if you've seen them.
You know.
Do you want me to just mention what we know?
Sure. I'm guessing it's like Kana's card game, right?
So the Lost Card, the rules of Lost Card, both have 5 cards numbered 1 to 5. They place the cards face down. Both pick a card from the other's deck. The one who draws the lower number loses. The winner chooses which article of clothing is lost. It's something to that effect. So it sounds like a very, very simple game.
Yeah.
Now, if you go by her clothing, she's got the bunny suit, and then
she's
leggings.
got gloves. She's got gloves.
Gloves, leggings, shoes.
I would
and
assume
bunny
a
suit.
bra.
So 4. So 5 pieces of clothing if we include a bra. There's 5 cards. So in theory, unless the leggings are part of the one piece, I don't really know how Miss Lowe's work, but it might
She has
be.
underwear and a bra. That's 2. Gloves is 3.
Shoes.
I don't fucking know.
4.
Mashi will figure it out for us.
Yeah. So now, I wonder how much of an aspect is going to be where each item of clothing. I feel like there's got to be more to it. It can't just be clothing removed, clothing removed, clothing removed, and then eventually body part. I feel like there's got to be more to it. Maybe I'm just hoping there's more to it instead of just that. The fan service side of me doesn't mind, but the part who wants a good story does.
And then going on from that wonderful random. No, it wasn't random. It was a good discussion. We have Shiki who just jumps in and he's like, "Yo, fuck this. We're out of here.
Let's go." Man doesn't even question Lyra. He's like, "Yo, let's go." Now, this Callum dude. I liked his entrance. This random handprint starts appearing, and then she gets clapped out. Now, his ether seems to be him turning into fog. It reminds me of the 100-year quest Diablos guy. That's Ash, the Dragon Eater.
When it talks like Shakespeare. No, that's not Shakespeare. It's no, yeah, I get the one you're talking about.
Yeah. Now, I don't know how I feel about the guy's design. I think it just kind of looks
Basic.
Yeah, his hair is air.
There's a lot going on this chapter. Holy shit.
Yeah. See, after that's that rest of that doesn't matter now. The rest of the chapters when we go into space.
Yeah, we got Jalal showing up. We got fucking Eraser, whatever the fuck his name is.
I've got to say, I'm enjoying Eraser at the moment. The fact that man's just flying through and just fucking delete.
He's not giving a shit about. Yeah, he's like, bitch, you're not my boss.
He's having fun. He's just having fun. I like that. Now, look who's back. This is fucking Creed, bro.
Okay, here's the thing. I don't fucking like Creed. I hate Creed and Creed kind of look.
Now, when Homer says the forgettable man in glasses, she's not wrong because everyone forgets about him until he reappears.
That was super meta.
Yeah, literally no one, unless he's been in the chapter, you will not hear a single person talk about him ever at all, even though he's a creep. Just no one cares, and then he'll appear and everyone's like, "Oh yeah, Creed exists."
I hate Creed.
I'm just saying the forgettable man had me chuckling. I was like, "Yo,
she is a low-key savage." She
is. I'm not excited for him to be there, if I'm honest. Not just because he's a creep, just because I don't find the guy interesting at all. So that wasn't a fun returning for me. I don't care about it. I have a feeling, though, that the next few chapters are going to be good. And how many more chapters do you think we have of AOE Cosmos? Oh, okay, maybe not the Cosmos of this.
Oh, well, here's the before we get there, let's talk about the afterward, because the afterward kind of mentions the climax of the. Sorry, that's on. I said it's super. Yeah, let's just ignore what I said. So, did you read the afterward?
I did.
By the way?
Yeah.
And what did you think of it? What did you think of what Mashimo was saying?
So I like a lot of his afterwards, just as a side note, because afterwards are always a great insight into his mindset as of a person. Because from the way he talks, you can kind of get an idea of how he is. Now, his comment there of, I thought I'm going to draw battles involving fighter jets and fleets in space. However, when I actually started drawing the scenes, I understood why no weekly magazines have done this. It kind of put into perspective. I've been reading a lot more manga, and I've been understanding a bit more about the different magazines that are coming out. I find it really interesting that he spoke to that his editors even made a note of that. Now, the cost of drawing these scenes is very expensive. Many panels dedicated to them and reduced panels where we can see the characters' faces. I think a very heavy part of Mashima's art style is character design. So I think it was a very smart idea to focus, to not reduce the amount of panels where we see character faces too much.
I would take these panels over Creed any day of the fucking week.
Oh, definitely. But I feel like a lot of people fall in love with Mashima's stories, not because of the actual story, but because of the characters and their interactions. The story obviously is included in that, but first and foremost, it's the characters' designs, because his art style is very nice and very smooth and clean, as well as the way they interact. It's always a big, very wholesome interaction overall.
He's very busy. He's very busy. So, because going off that whole where he's talking about the space battles, he said I bolstered my staff, and he's like sometimes it feels like I have too much staff for when we don't have any space battles. But then he was like, but then again, I am very busy with stuff outside of Eden Zero, so it's kind of good that I have all this stuff. Just kind of crazy to think about how fucking.
See, a lot of mangakas don't have a lot of staff. A lot of them, some mangakas don't even have editors. The smaller ones I'm really talking about. Now Mashima's a huge one, so he's kind of got this team with him. And it's nice that we get an insight into his team. I mean, he's got 4 managers, right? When I read that, I was like,
but it makes sense.
why the fuck you got 4 managers? What are you? But then, you know, when he breaks it down, all right, he says himself, magazine writers usually have 1 or 2. That right there, you know, other mangakas only have 1 or 2 managers, and those would usually be a social media kind of manager, and then someone who just manages anything to do with merchandise and so on. That's if they have merchandise, obviously. So he mentioned he's got 4. And he says that it wouldn't be able to manage all of them. So it's really nice to get an insight into his team.
Does it make sense? Because he's working on video games. He's working on us. I don't know the extent of his involvement with Fairy Tail and Junior's Quest. I feel like
he says he writes a story.
I still feel like he does. I feel like he says that because Kodansha wants him to do it. I don't feel like he'd be outright saying, "Yeah, I no longer write it," because I feel like Kodansha would then get upset. But I feel like his
also,
involvement.
Fans would probably make a stupid scene about it,
and then they would complain, be like, "Oh, no wonder the series is diminished or whatever the fuck stupid ass excuse you're gonna give." So one would be for like video games, one would be for Fairy Tail 100 Years Quest, and one would be for Eden Zero, and then one would be for like his events and all that shit. I'm guessing, or maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like I feel like he's broken it up into aspects that he's working on, as opposed to like, you're just gonna handle all my social media, you're gonna handle all my yada yada yada.
Now, with that whole idea with everything he does, I mean, he lists it here. He says he makes appearances on video platforms and events. He draws illustrations for other companies that commission him. He designs characters for games. As we know, there's the Nightmare game.
Gate of Nightmares, yes.
Gate of Nightmares. He's done all the character designs for that, and they all look great.
I supervise the game. I supervise the games that I am involved with. I supervise merchandise. I write the story for 100 Years Quest. There are also several projects I cannot announce that I'm designing characters for. He says, I feel embarrassed to say this, but I am extremely busy. I don't get how the fucker still plays video games. Motherfucker
this
posted
man
a tweet.
Monster Hunter came out, and he was like, "Yo, let's go."
He posted a PlayStation. He shared his screen of PlayStation on. He was playing the Ratchet and Clank game a few weeks ago. I was like, how the fuck this man got so much time? Like, this guy's
now going from that. We all know he's a very hard working man. We've always known that. It's always been the thing. The little story, the change of subject that he has, where he talks about the AOA Cosmos story, he says it's nearing his climax. Its climax. How many chapters do you think that's going to be?
I think it's another 15 to 20.
Let's look at what we need to still do in this in the arc, right? Okay, we've got
Shura is still around.
Okay, so we've got Shura's lackeys. That's going to be dealt with, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's Homer has dealt with hers. He's down. There's Lyra being dealt with now. Weiss has dealt with his, so there's 2 down. There's 6 of them, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's 4 left. Now, the biggest problem is going to be Shura, which will probably be the last thing that we deal with. Now, after Shura, I don't think they're going to deal with Big Daddy Nero, because the dude rolled the dice and was like, yo, we lose. So I think if Shura and all that go down, I think he's just going to be like, well, the dice did say it, so I surrender.
Yeah.
I don't see him putting up a fight, if I'm honest. Maybe he might do, but I don't see it happening.
I feel like he's more of the August prototype, where he's like, fuck, we lost. All right, cool.
Okay, I'm going to my retirement home. See you lot in like 100 chapters when you need me for something.
Basically.
I would say 15 to 20 as well would be a good one. Even 25 takes us to 175. I like a round number. So
that works.
That includes the little aftermath the recovery
yeah.
bit.
Yeah. Because don't forget, we still have what's the cat's name?
Fucking forgot. But the big
We
fanboy
still have,
of
yeah. And
Rebecca.
we still have him. We still have Laguna, and they're helping with the Cosmos fight. We still have Eraser. We still have Jalal. We still have a lot of shit going on. I don't think it'll be 5 to 10 chapters. I feel like that'd be too little. I feel like 15 to 25 would work.
So what do you think's gonna happen with Ziggy though? Because
I
the
don't
reason
think.
we're in AOA is for Ziggy, and this arc.
Well, we haven't
The
even
overall
seen.
is
Have we
Ziggy.
even seen Ziggy this arc? We've only had him mentioned.
Yes, we haven't actually properly seen him for a while now, but everyone that's involved right now in the battle that's happening is a complication of everyone trying to stop Ziggy.
I feel like Ziggy's playing them all. I feel like Ziggy's not even there. I feel like he's another.
Ziggy's playing 5D chess right now, bro. Ziggy's sitting there.
Most definitely, yeah. I don't feel like Ziggy's gonna be in this arc. I feel like his only involvement is the word of mouth people are giving him.
Now, the important thing I think to remember is he says the AOA Cosmos story is nearing it. Does this mean we're going to leave the Cosmos? Because that to me reads as once they win this battle and they're going to find Ziggy and Ziggy's going to be like, oh shit, hopping over to the B Cosmos.
Well, don't forget there is 6 Cosmos. We saw the Sakura Cosmos. the AOE Cosmos. I don't know if I said it right. There's 4 more Cosmos. I feel like we're gonna explore every Cosmos.
I think so too, but I hope we don't explore it just because we're chasing Ziggy. I don't want this to become a flipping cat and mouse game just through Cosmoses.
I think it will be though because they'll have no Well, I feel like it'll be a twofer, right? They're chasing Ziggy, and they're trying to find the pieces of Mother. The Hawkrocks.
Yo, what if Ziggy isn't actually evil right now? He's doing everything now in an aid to train the Eden Zero crew, so that because he knows that when they get to Mother, there's going to be some mad fight with like, I don't know.
How would he know that if he never found Mother? Remember, he was on his
maybe he never found Mother because when he was nearing in on it.
No. Remember, he was looking for Mother, but he found Shiki, and he went back to Granville.
Yeah, but how long was he traveling for?
I think it was 10 years, right?
Yeah. So, what if?
I don't think he ever got
the route because he knows about all the cosmoses, as far as we're aware.
Yeah. He knows about the cosmos, but he never, from our knowledge, he never knew about the little Hawkrocks. I'm calling them Hawkroxes, but the thing that Mother would leave behind, her residue or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, but what I mean is, what if he knew that in order to get to Mother, there's got to be some big boy fight. There's got to be a big group that they're going to get through, right? Maybe he
wouldn't Xiao Mei
She wouldn't mention that though, because Xiao Mei is the narrator of our story. Xiao Mei is just there.
Yeah,
she wouldn't give us that answer, that information. There's no reason for her to.
I mean,
she wouldn't be entertaining for us.
She did give the hint that Valkyrie was dead.
Yeah, but I don't think Xiao Mei.
I feel like she would have hinted about it at least.
See,
how is it? And here's another thing: if there was a boss fight, how did Xiao Mei fight them? Homegirl's a bag of bones.
I don't think we know Xiao Mei's full game. See, the way I treat Xiao Mei is she's literally Mashima written himself into the story. She's the narrator. She knows everything and anything that's going to be happening and has happened. Now, as the narrator of the story, she's outside of the universe. You know, she's Toribot. She's Toriyama's Toribot, where he's sitting outside the panel of the manga, laughing at the story as it goes along. She wouldn't want to spoil the story. She wouldn't want to spoil what's happening or what happens.
Hold on. I want to go back to what we were talking about, the climax, right? One thing we did not mention is Mashima saying, I am planning to include expressions and stories that I usually do not include in my works. I am concerned whether all of you will accept them. However, I see this as a necessity to make the future of the story more interesting, and the story will take a more serious turn moving forward. And then he talked about how he spoke to his managers about it, and half of them were liked the idea, and half of them were lukewarm to the idea. Since the development will be so serious, this can be expected.
Now, a lot of people, I've seen some people mention it, right? Where
Holy
is it?
shit!
Someone
I feel
said
like there's
in
gonna
the
be a major
Discord.
character death.
Here we go. So someone in the Discord, I won't name names. Someone said, this is their comment after reading this. That sucks. Now the series might be swayed from its great path it's on. These editors can really ruin a manga just like that. He's doing so good making it dark and not cheesy fake out of friendship like Fairy Tail. Really hope he is able to make it darker like he plans.
He's saying, he literally said he's still going forward with that idea.
Yeah.
So that makes no sense.
Exactly. And also, this just sounds like he wants to push some boundaries on how dark it goes. That's exactly what it sounds like. Now, someone says, yep, a lot of editors can ruin a manga, AOT, Tokyo Ghoul, Bleach, anyone. Okay, first of all, AOT, I wouldn't necessarily blame the editors for that. That was the author.
No, the mangaka wanted that ending, and he stuck to his ending. Then he regretted his ending, and he retconned his ending. Then he retconned his ending even more. So that wasn't the editors. That was the mangaka who had the original. I know this because the guy who, what's his name, Raptor, he talked about how this was the mangaka's ideal ending. I was like, that's a stupid ass ending, but more power to him.
So,
Or them.
just want to make a note to the people out there. What this is saying, this isn't saying, right, that the editors aren't letting him. This isn't saying that the editors have a more say. This isn't saying that the editors are going to change it. That's not what this is saying. This is saying that Mashima has decided he wants to do A, B, and C. He's gone to his editors and he's told them. His editors have voiced their concerns, which would always happen. Right? And they've said, okay, well, if that's what we're going to do, don't really like it, but let's see how it goes. The editors are trusting Mashima. This is literally what it says.
He literally says, of course, I am planning to be professional and draw a manga that focuses on making the reader satisfied while also adding story elements that I want to include instead of forcing my way. Now, man is literally saying he's going to add shit that he feels that his story could use. It's kind of like Horikoshi with My Hero Academia. He's doing a story that he personally enjoys, and then he's going to do things that the readers might enjoy. So it's like, they're doing what they want. You should be happy that he has the ability to do what he wants.
And people need to also understand, editors have a big role that gets played in it, but the editors aren't the end all for the manga, right? At the end of the day, the mangaka is the person who puts their ideas forward. The mangaka is the person who's writing the story. The editors suggest changes. The mangaka doesn't have to take them into consideration. However, usually the editors know about things that should change because they are editors for multiple stories, multiple mangas. They have a lot of experience, so they know what will and what won't do as well.
Yeah. And just remember, Mashima literally says, he might be convinced to not go full dark. Right, he's like, there's still a good chance that things won't be so serious depending on how the meetings are. So there'll still be some seriousness to it, but it won't be as dark. Like, let's say he was planning to murder like 7 different characters on screen, maybe he'll just murder 1 or 2.
Yeah,
it's just saying that he's trying new things, and let's just hope he succeeds.
Now the other thing as well, a lot of people need to remember that when it comes to a manga artists write a story because they want to. The fact that they're publishing it for us to join the story with them is something that is kind of a privilege for us. So we need to remember that at the end of the day, it's still going to be Mashima's story. It's a story he wants to write. The editors are going to know that as well. Yes, they're going to suggest the changes, but at the end of the day, Mashima's not going to write a change or a story he doesn't like himself. Right? He might not. There might be some things which he wish he had done better or whatever, but it's still a story he wants to do. Remember, at the start of this, he said he's going to be planning this. This isn't Fairy Tail where he's learning the story as he goes, like we were. He's planning this. He knows he's got everything that wants to do kind of laid out. So relax, people. Like, let's wait for it to happen. And if there's a fake out here and there, I don't mind a fake out as long as there's a legitimate reasoning behind the fake out. Right? Look at Shiki's death. I'm not going to say it's a fake out because that Shiki's still dead as fuck. But we still got Shiki. And the quote unquote fake out there was that was Rebecca's powers. That's a fine reason for me. As long as there's always a good reason for it, I don't mind it. Some of the stuff in fairy tale fake outs were a bunch of nonsense, but that's whatever, right? He's already said the story isn't going to be the same, so let's cool it, people. Let's wait. Let's enjoy the story. Don't start being overcritical yet. Do that when the story's over.
Sir, we didn't talk about this, but what rating would you give the chapter out of 10?
Out of 151, probably a 7.
Okay.
Nah, 6 or a 7, because it wasn't all that for me. But it's setting up a lot. I mean, it's setting up Lyra's fight. It's setting up Shiki's next fight, and it's setting up. Okay, it's bringing Creed back, so that lowers it down to a 6.
We'll give it an 8. I liked it.
Okay.
I like Shiki's just coming in at nowhere, be like, nah, fuck this bullshit. We're dipping. Let's go. Rebecca being like, hold on, pause. I might die, so you go on ahead. And yeah, I liked it. Solid chapter. I will say this: it's a quick little preview, but I like these way more than the fairy tale chapter. But we'll get to that right now.
Yeah, look, Eden Zero. I think I'm excited for this climax that's going to come. I think it's going to be great. I am just hoping it's not rushed. That's my only hope. A lot of manga recently, in the last few months, because I started reading manga, I've been paying more attention to the community. Quite a few mangas have been having very rushed endings. And it's a weird trend that's been happening for the last 8 to 10 months. Don't know if it's maybe COVID related, but Watakoi had a really rushed or sudden ending, apparently. I don't know.
Said that about Fairy Tail and Naruto. I liked the Fairy Tail ending. I thought it was.
I liked it.
I didn't give a shit about Acnologia. He's very.
The Acno fight for me was. I enjoyed the fight, but I think there was a lot to it that just didn't make sense. But I don't. By that point, you watched enough Fairy Tail to just not question it.
Yeah, it's like we were having the Fast and Furious discussions. You're just along for the ride.
The only thing that annoys me about that final fight is what's her name with
Ichigo got nerfed. Ichigo one shot him and then
not that
he was too OP, so they're like nah.
What's her name that puts the fucking link magic?
Meridi.
Yeah. Somehow Meridi linked how many fucking people?
No, because I think Mess was helping her with the teleportation.
Still, look at how many people she linked.
To be fair though,
and it's not like they had days to plan.
Mess thought Meridi was a little kid, so of course he was helping her.
Yeah, but I feel like even Mess himself, if you look on, he can't use it like that many times. That's my only thing. Like that's why I don't think too hard about it, because that's the only thing that annoys me about it. But it is what it is. I'm not gonna. Shit happens in it. That's the only thing about the final fight that kind of annoyed me quite a bit. But yeah.
I didn't care enough. If I'm being honest, I didn't like. I liked the Zera fight. I liked how he fucking went full reverse flash on Cisco with Natsu. But yeah, I didn't care for the Acno fight. I mean, it could have been cool if Acno was like a part of the sequel series instead of the main series, but at the same time, it is what it is. I wasn't too concerned or too worried.
I like the Acno fight because it put Lucy in a very, very strong leadership light. Yet people still try and turn around and say that she was useless, even though without her, no one else would have come up with that idea.
As the fairies, nah, no one would have. But you know,
Maybe Levy because she's smart, but
no,
Levy
she's
isn't.
not. Levy is not smart. Don't fucking lie to me.
No,
Do
no,
not
she's
lie.
book smart, but I don't think she would have come up with the
Levy
idea.
couldn't even fucking find a fucking Mavis's tomb, bro. All right, sure, she found the fucking cube in the air, but that's because bullshit reasons. But she couldn't do shit. She's stupid.
Yo, who's stupid?
Levy.
Mavis.
Oh,
What?
Mavis is a given. Maybe.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, we talked a bit for on Eden Zero, so we do apologize, King. There is 3 chapters we got to cover this week for Fairy Tale. We'll go with the
Yeah, no
first one.
problem.
King, do you want to start with 85? Just overall thoughts, what you liked, what you didn't like. Because I know he's your favorite character, so I'm letting you go first.
Ha! Very funny. Honestly, I actually didn't mind him in this chapter. I thought that the whole Ice Knight thing that he made, that shit looked cool. I thought that looked legitimately cool, and it was very interesting to watch. That was really all that I think stood out about the chapter. Thought that the rest of it was honestly kind of boring. The ending of like, oh, we're gonna go out and beat Celine ourselves to stop the hands from taking over or whatever. Yeah, I mean that's kind of what I expected anyway. Most of the
Classic
chapter
Fairy
is
Tail.
pretty. Yeah, most of the chapter is honestly very predictable. I just think that part that stood out was the Ice Knights, and
The Ice Knights was cool.
yeah. Honestly, I don't have much to say about this chapter. I thought it was like outside of that one point, honestly, like a pretty standard fairy tale chapter. Nothing to like necessarily complain about, but nothing to rave about either.
I do want to talk about. I do want to get your thoughts on the hands are being the Earthland equivalent of face.
That was
Okay.
the next chapter though, wasn't it?
No, that was
No, that
just
was this.
Is that
That
this
was this
chapter?
chapter.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I mean,
I
I read them right side by side, so I mixed them up a little bit. I don't
Don't
have a
worry.
problem with it. It's just a parallel.
How do you think? I'll get your thoughts on this right now, Dev. But King, how do you think they're gonna? Actually, you know what? You know what? No. I'll ask you after, King. Dev, what did you think of the chapter?
I I agree. It is just a parallel, so it's not that big of a deal. But it is still for me. It feels a little bit. I guess lazy would be a very harsh thing to say. It just felt kind of like a cop out of the faces. Like, kind of came up. Then Wendy was like, "Oh, it just reminds me of the faces," and I'm like, ah, well, that's happening again.
I mean,
But
to be
it looks like it's gonna be more than just what the faces were doing. So I don't
because they're
hate
actually
it.
hands.
So I don't hate it. Just don't.
And your thoughts on the chapter?
For once, Gray's fight wasn't boring, and like King said, the heavy knights thing I think was really cool. I like that actually, and the art style, the art for that was really nice, especially with that singular panel, with them all standing and then with them crashing through an attack. Now, I don't know whether to not. I don't know whether to like or not like the fact that that is what won the fight for Gray. But it's a new attack, so I'll take it. It's not the same old fucking ice make lance or ice make hammer or ice make cannon.
Oh, he is in his Demon Slayer form.
Ice make suicide. At least it's something new.
Yeah, and he is in his Demon Slayer form, so that I'm pretty sure that amplifies his power even more.
See, I'm happy he's actually using that.
Yeah, I liked it. I thought, okay, I liked the Gray fight. I liked it a lot. Yes, this is a real Spidey. I thought it was fun. I also like how we get everybody in the village being like, "Oh shit, fairy tale is actually a real thing. They're a real deal." It's like, yeah, no shit. I'm curious to see how they're gonna destroy the hands. Well, no, because remember, they couldn't destroy them on Earthland. The dragons had to destroy them.
Ah, yes, I remember now. Now we don't have dragons this time.
We only have Celine.
But then again, we don't really know the properties of the hands. Because the hands seem more sentient, if you know what I mean.
Which would make it even harder to destroy, I would argue.
But now, I wonder if the hands seem like flesh. You just cut the flesh, fam.
I have no idea. King, what do you think? How do you think they'll stop the hands?
With feet.
That would be funny. Because obviously feet have more muscle.
That's Edelos's face, bro.
I was just going to use feet swords again that she used in the Battle for Fairy Tale.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
Worst ever been. That pissed me off.
That was a good fight.
It was. It just annoyed me that she lost the feet swords. Fucking feet swords.
Yeah. How will they beat the things? I don't know. I honestly kind of just thought they'd beat the fingernail demon or whatever, and that would kill the thing.
The fingernail.
That's literally what the translation said that they were.
No, I know, but I'm laughing at the fact that that's a translation.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I don't know if that was the exact translation. I'm riffing a little bit, but I think you get the point. Like, I feel like they'll just beat those demons, then they can just cut the hands, right?
If they're
see, why not?
If they're parallel to face, I don't think it'd be that easy.
But face, the whole thing about face was that it cancels out magic power or whatever, but that's not what the hands do.
And in LNT, you have boosted magical power. You're stronger. That's what I'm saying. They're just gonna cut the flesh. Like I feel like there's not.
I have no idea. I don't. I just hope it's good. Unlike Chapter 86.
Now, I don't know if there's anything you guys want to talk about before the Suzaku fight. In my opinion, nothing else happened.
No, yeah, this chapter was very bare bones. Gave us a fight. Gray kicked ass. Gave us some some dialogue with the White Village, and some backstory on the hands. What would you guys rate the chapter?
I'd give it a solid 7.5 out of 10.
Okay.
Yeah, give it a 7. And for everyone that gets bitchy over the fact that we don't like Gray, right? This just proves that we don't hate him just for the sake of hating him, right? Because there's actually times when we like him, like in this fight.
I like this fight a lot.
Yeah, that's the thing.
It's like
we've said why we don't like him. Like, he's very bland. He has like no personality. If you think about it, you can't really say anything about him that you couldn't say about literally most other characters in the show.
His whole suicidal phase just
outside of how
reverts.
outside, and I mean that outside of how he relates to like Juvia or whatever. But like that doesn't really count as personality in my opinion, because personality has to stand on its own, and he doesn't really.
He has his moments, and this is one of those moments. The dude did well. That fight was great. He adapted. He was like, okay, shit, got to use my demon side. Used it. Used a new attack, and one that was actually quite powerful. I won the fight. Give him
all these fights lately have actually been like pretty decent. Like this one was good. Lucy's fight with Mimi was pretty good. Mm-hmm. Even that demon fight with Yuka was pretty good. Suzaku's was
alright.
Iffy. Yeah, but the other three were fine. Like we're doing it's on a bit of an upswing in that regard.
I've actually liked this arc a lot. I know you guys have your issue with.
I've been up and down with it.
Yeah, like it's got like Dav said, like it's got its moments, and I will like evaluate it on the whole once it ends, but that takes a little more time.
I've liked Gray a lot this arc.
This arc, when it's had its moments, it's been peak. It's been great. But
the
rest of the time it's kind of just been very leveled.
I'm talking about Gray and just Gray right now.
This arc, yeah. I'd say it's better than he's ever been.
Yeah. I would agree with you there.
For at least a very, very long time. Like, the last time I thought Gray was actually, like, cool was probably, like, Galuna Island or something, like, way fucking far back.
I was actually going to say Galuna Island.
Everything from Galuna Island onwards, I've not cared about Gray, because that's just when he had his whole...
He's always felt like a side character that got bumped to the main character group role.
Yeah, it's like he just like got there because he was hot or whatever, but like Mishima didn't actually expect it, so he didn't actually write anything for him. That's why there's always like just repetitive shit like Ice Shell and Juvia or whatever.
Ice make Lance, Ice make.
So I
whatever.
think
Yeah.
Gray as he is now, I still don't really care for him, but he is a lot better than he's ever been, and he's not growing just as a person, strength wise. He's actually growing maturity wise and emotionally. And after the whole talk with Juvia about, listen, let me do this, and then we can do our thing. Right?
I think that was in the Omake. Getting ahead of yourself, player.
Yeah, it's. Well, he said it in 100 Year Quest as well. He said to her, look,
Oh,
Juvia, let's focus on the mission now, and then once the mission's over, then we'll
bang,
talk about this. Yeah, we'll do the thing. All right. He's on a mission to find them ice condoms. All right, and he's ready. I think by the end of 100 Year Quest, I think Gray will be a good character, a great character by the end of it, if his development keeps going as it is. And he doesn't full fucking 180 like he did in the main series. Or fucking 90 degree or whatever you want to say. That's the only thing.
Yeah, he this is what pisses me off about the 100 Years Quest. And a lot of the spin. Okay, here I'm gonna rant a little bit. I hated Happy as a character in Fairy Tail. I mean, I enjoyed his moments with Natsu and Lucy, but I hated him as a character. And then I read Happy's heroic adventure, and I was like, "Holy shit, this is such a fleshed out Happy! Holy shit, this guy's amazing. He's actually like smart, and he's not an annoying little fuck, right?" And then same thing with Gray. We have his side story, Fairy Tale Ice Trail, and I was like, okay, it's kind of interesting little backstory. He's dealt with obviously a lot of trauma, but like King said, after Galuna, he was very just bland, super bland. And then we get to 100 Years Quest, and it's like, holy shit, they could have done all this in the main series, and it would have, he would have had a lot more of. He would have been a lot more popular than he is.
That's the thing. That whole talk he had with Juvia about let's focus on the mission. You know when he could have had that? You know when that talk could have happened? Right? Before he left Juvia to make the rain come back. Before he left then, that's when the talk could have happened. But no, he decided to be a dickhead and just leave without saying shit, making the rain come back. I'm still angry about that. Yeah. You could have had that talk there. So that's why they said that happened sooner. I think by now, Gray definitely would have been a really good character.
That's hilarious. You still...
I'm still pissed about that. I will never not be pissed about that because, okay, I'm not pissed about it in universe-wise. I'm pissed about it out of universe because it felt so stupid and unnecessary because the entire series, entire show is about Fairy Tail, trusting each other and always say, yo, look, this is what's going on. Gotta help me. But then Gray's like, I'm gonna just leave and not say anything, and then make me worry for the rest of my fucking life. No. And then Urza and fucking.
It's about family.
Yes, exactly. You don't do that to family. But Urza and Gray decided to have this stupid thing. Don't tell Juvia because if you tell Juvia, no, it doesn't fucking put the mission out there because Juvia is actually really strong when she needs to fight, and she's not gonna fucking snitch to anyone and be like, oh, Gray's undercover. No, she'd rather die than let that happen. Like, use a brain, Gray.
Okay.
Side ran off. See, if you had just had the talk then, would have been so much fucking better. But no, fucking Rain had to come back.
King, any thoughts on any of this?
Rain,
on which part?
Just the rantings in general.
Nah, it's fine. Go for it, man.
Like, I want to like Gray. I liked Gray a lot at the beginning, and he just got worse. But now I still don't like him. But I'm glad he's getting actual development. All we need now is Natsu to have proper development as well.
No, see, Natsu's only gonna see. Okay, we'll talk about that at the end. And so the next chapter, this is talking about development. We have.
Wait, hold on. Before we do that, let's go back to the fucking Suzaku fight.
What's that in chapter 85? What are you talking about before that? No. I was gonna go to chapter the
Okay.
Omake. I was gonna
Oh,
talk
okay. You
about
want to do
the
the
Omake.
market? Yeah.
Yeah.
That was cute. I like that.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, it's the bonus comic. It's part of volume 7, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
When the
No,
fuck is volume 7?
no, volume 9. Volume 9.
I
Volume
don't
9
remember the volume, but it said it was like
is
81.5, so wherever that fits in.
Yeah, volume 9. It's
81.5. Oh, after Sword Saint. Okay.
yeah. So it's Sticky Juvia. Did you read it, King?
Oh yeah, I did. I thought the title was gonna be something way fucking different than it actually ended up being. So look, well done, Yuda, if you were the one who wrote it. But yeah, I don't know. I read it.
So we'll let Dav go since he ranted the most about Gray right now.
Go for it.
I will say that this little monkey was very cute. Juvia kind of circling around in water, and he's like, "This is not pleasant." If I'm honest with you, I also wouldn't find that very pleasant because I feel like she's just making his clothes wet and just throwing around. Like, just hug me normally, bruv. I am looking forward to Gray being more and more affectionate towards Juvia. You know, I had a little bit of a fangirl moment when he gave it a little head pat, like all the way back when he used her when she heated herself up. So seeing the way Juvia talks about Gray makes me kind of happy because, you know, she's saying, oh, I like the Gray who fights, but I also like the one who's a little bit lazy and doesn't work. That's all right too, you know, showing that she's ready to accept him as he is and for the best and worst. And then when Gray says to her, I'll come back no matter what. It's really nice to see that these two are going to be developed. And it's already happened. It's going to keep happening. I still stand by the fact that Gray doesn't deserve Juvia, but if that's what Juvia wants, Juvia gets. I find the way that he just randomly teleported out. He doesn't even know what happened. He just disappeared. God did it. That gave me a bit of a chuckle. Overall, I like the market. I give it a good 9. It's fun. It's cute.
I do want to talk. I just do want to bring up the fact that she literally put him on blast. She's like, or I should say, it's fine. More than anything, Juvia is Gray Sama's. What to live? What was it?
Yeah.
And Gray is like, you son of a bitch.
Yeah.
What did you say I was? Hey, you want to say it again? And then she has a little pout. She has a little pout like, motherfucker won't say it again.
And she has a mic as she's asking him too, which is hilarious.
I said the whole thing was just really cute.
King, what did you think of it?
Yeah, I'll be honest. I don't really give a crap about Juvia or Gray, so the chapter kind of just is what it is. It was just a funny little thing to read on the side.
I mean, that's completely fair. If you don't care about either of them, the chapter.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
The chapter gave nothing. The chapter was nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
We could have that little Juvia fist emote. The one where this is unplugged, not this. The one.
Oh, can I ask a question?
Yes.
Maybe you guys would. Maybe I'm just being dense here, but is that Jalal in the background of the last panel?
Yes.
So what's he sad about?
Because at the end, Kana says, "Hey, when you're sad, drink." So basically, Jalal's like sad because Urza left. I'm guessing too.
So is he drunk in the background?
I'm guessing.
Okay.
Yes, that one, Dev.
Could be drunk in the background. I think so.
I don't care for Jalal. I've made this clear. I made this abundantly clear.
You're so mean.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I'm just curious, like, because I just thought it was funny. It's like we don't usually see him in these things. Like, he's literally the character who shows up at the very end to comfort someone.
No, he just comforts Urza.
Yeah, Urza. But like, you get my point.
Is that someone?
Yeah.
See, I just don't get why they don't fucking make him a part of the guild. He's basically a part of the guild anyway.
Because he has to redeem.
No. He already got. Remember, he already got his voucher from the Queen of Fiore. saying, "Yeah, you're good, you're free, your sins are
Get your
repented."
pardon.
Yeah, but
Now he's
that's not his. That's not
dude
him.
had a mission to defeat Zeref. He didn't defeat Zeref. He then thought he was gonna clap Acno, and Daddy Ichiya showed him how it was done. So like, dude's just losing at life. Just join the fucking guild. Shut the fuck up about repenting, and
If you
just move
join
on.
the guild, you automatically win something, so it's fine.
And
You
he's
win.
yeah, exactly. And he becomes family. Um, yeah.
Great,
I
then you
like
can get a ride in the fucking Toretto car.
I
I got
like
AFK for a minute.
no worries. I really like the Omake. Like you said, that it shows Gray's not completely dumb, completely out of it, and you could tell that he doesn't mind Juvia doing the things, because he could have very well left if he was like, yeah, this is when he said this is not pleasant. He could have very well left if he didn't, if it really upset him. He stayed. He chilled. He stayed with her, and he just like talked to her and all that. So I really like the fact that we're getting more Gray and Julia development. I feel like there's one of the more fleshed out couples in the series.
I think it will become that. Yeah.
Obviously, we have the top tier, which is Alzak and Biska, and then everybody else is there. Yeah, yeah, definitely, yeah.
Okay.
Um, and it's just really great to see that they're like growing together and maturing.
I mean, that
So
flashback also shows that they're living together, which is nice. That's
well,
nice to see.
they have been living together
Yeah.
though.
But that's what I'm saying. It's nice. It's nice that there's a reminder of that.
Yeah, I'm really happy that I don't dislike Gray as much as I did. As yeah, to be fair, a lot of his fans will threaten me and do other wild things on Reddit. So that's one of the reasons I didn't like him. But as I detached myself from the fandom and every fandom in general, I could appreciate the character a little more. And yeah, I'm hoping that he does get. I'm hoping that Fairy Tail gets involved again somehow,
I
just
think they
so
will. I
we
think
could
so.
see them. Yeah, because if not, it's gonna be a while till Juvia sees her boo.
Can't
No.
do that.
Oh, okay, that's fine. We'll skip. What do you give the Omaki overall?
Give it a
We
good.
could
And you guys?
King had to do something. I would agree with you. I really liked what I saw. I really like seeing the growth that Gray has had.
Let's just hope that growth doesn't.
We could talk about
We've got the
chapter
next
86.
chapter, yeah.
Yes, since King's away for a bit, he's making pizza, so you already know how it goes.
Yeah, someone tried to steal his pizza, so he was like, "Oh shit!"
Here we go again.
You have to get out of there real quick. Now, you want to go first?
I personally don't, because I hated this chapter with a passion. But I'll give it a go. I'll give it a go. It's fine. Let's see here. Chapter 86. It is chapter. What was that? Chapter 85 called? Ice Giants or something?
Ice Giants, yeah.
Chapter 86. Abyss. You can find it on Imgur. The Discord has all the links, so just check them out. I will say this: I love the cover page. I think it's a nice little different thing that that Yuta did with the Makarov, and then the statue in the background is very solid. We have hands attacking everywhere, and then we have Uba-sama from Palantir telling people, "Holy shit, the world's dying." We have Team Natsu running to the mountain.
To be honest, nothing really matters until the Suzaku fight.
Yeah, no, I'm just looking at it because, yeah, and then the Suzaku fight, and then apparently the Sword Saint Dragon was one of her sons. Apparently, but he didn't kill. Suzaku didn't kill him. His guildmaster did, and then he uses the move Abyss, Underworld, Black Purgatory Slash, and yeah, I just found this chapter fucking stupid. And then there's a hentai face at the end, so hentai artists go wild.
They already have
Yeah.
been. The thing with the fight, I'm annoyed at the fact now. I already didn't really care about Suzaku. I care even less now, finding out that he didn't even get his power himself. Someone else did the legwork and then he just ate the dragon. That kind of diminishes his character even more.
Naked.
You know, he said, "You were the one who consumed." Indeed. He says it was his master that killed him. So I don't. Suzaku to me is even more of a joke now than he already was, and the fact that Celine was able to basically go down. Now, I know she's casting a spell. All right, so she's not completely out, but to me, it feels like she's lost, and then not really a great way. And I feel like the whole fight kind of just plummeted. However, we'll have to see next chapter what happens with the what do you call it? With the spell, whatever spell it is. So that's that with that chapter. And that's it for me. I didn't the chapter for me was pretty shit. Don't know where King is. I think.
Yeah, no, I didn't give a fuck about the chapter either.
I don't know if King will either. Okay, well, while we wait for King. How many more chapters do you think is going to be for the Celine arc? Because it's quite obvious that it's coming to a close soon.
Honestly, at this point, I don't care because this chapter pissed me off that much. We hyped, not we, but Ayuda hyped up Celine so much with her dragon form, only for her to get like destroyed by a fucking guy. Yeah, no, fuck this chapter. Don't care for it.
I'm pretty upset that Celine's kind of look. Celine has definitely lived up to the strength that she was at, but not in terms of the levels that the others kind of have been. I mean, Alderon was pretty fucking strong. Macrobia wasn't at full power, so we'll give him a little bit of credit there. And also, he wasn't exactly. He didn't exactly want to win his fight. And he was kind of fighting a little bit against his own choice there. Now, Ignia is the one that if Ignia turns out to not be as strong as he's been hyped up to be, that's when I'm going to be really pissed off. I will say I know a lot of people I say a lot. It's been about 6 or 7 people that I know who have actually dropped a 100-year quest now with the past few chapters that's been happening. Because they just feel like the Celine arc has kind of just been one kind of a gag joke after the other. Which I don't entirely disagree with. But if you can't, you know, if you can't...
I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that. The last 3 chapters have been, I would say, bangers. We have Mimi and Lucy fight.
Yeah, but everything before that was pretty. I mean, the whole they get captured, they get frozen, and all of a sudden,
that whole part was just like not very interesting at all.
Yeah, I can see why a lot of people just did not care about everything before the fights.
Fair, but I would have dropped it before the fights, not after the fights. That's what I'm saying.
No, a lot of people were dropping it during those fights, like before the fight. Sorry,
I was about to say because it was during the fights. I was like, "You're fucking stupid."
No, they dropped it like during. I think most of the people I spoke to have dropped it around the time when Lucy got turned back from her snake form, because they were just like, friendship, snake form over. Even though it made quite a bit more sense, but you know, that's kind of where a lot of people just like this. Oh, fuck this.
Now, King, what did you think of the chapter?
Man's pizza got robbed.
No, it was chicken wings, and they haven't been robbed.
Oh, okay, good. I thought you sat down with him and someone robbed him, and that's why he disappeared.
No, it's other stuff. But basically, in terms of this chapter, I don't know. I'm a little bit more neutral about this chapter. There was nothing I really cared for in this case. I thought like, the revelation that Kurenugi was Celine's son. I thought that was fine. I thought, if anything, it actually gave her like a good amount of motivation to fight. Because the only reason I was even probably the only reason I even cared about that is probably because the name Kurenugi just kept getting mentioned over and over, and it was like because it was the dragon he got his power from. But it's like, well, why is this not like a one-off thing? Is this guy more significant than he's been let out to be? And evidently he is. So I don't know. I actually thought that payoff was pretty good like that.
What do you think about the fact that Suzaku didn't even beat the dragon himself? He just got handed the power.
I'll be honest. I'm not surprised that was the case, but I don't like it.
Makes the character even more lame.
Kinda, yeah. And I would also add that, like, you know, is this the same for, like, Kyria and all the other folks? And if that is the case, then this Guildmaster, how many fucking dragons has he killed at this point?
God damn it. If this is the case, then Fairy Tail looks even fucking weaker than it already did.
Yeah.
You're losing to fucking people who
didn't
aren't
even earn their power themselves.
absolutely
too.
And also, it's like, I mean, how many fucking dragons could there be? Like, all of these people aren't old. Like, aside from, like, what's his face? The Guildmaster, who's clearly, like, an older guy, but, like, everyone else has got to be, like, 20 years old max. I mean, I know there's a 7-year time skip or whatever, but it's like, how many fucking dragons could still be wandering Earthland?
no idea.
So, Dev, check out Powa.
To that.
Yeah, Powa's at 90%. That's fine.
So that means we're start.
No, we're almost done anyway, so it's fine.
Yeah.
King, what would you rate this chapter?
Yeah, I don't know, like a 6.
That's fair. Dad, I think you said 6, right?
I agree with a 6.
Yeah, give it a 2. All right. Good talk. Good talk there. There's nothing much more to add because this chapter sucked ass. So
I just hope that the next chapter gives us. I hope that Celine's spell isn't just a spell to run away. That's my only hope.
Yeah.
I hope the spell is to be like, oh shit, Celine 2. Electric Boogaloo. Like, I hope she's actually gonna have some crazy shit to come out.
Boogaloo, is that literally what you said?
Yes.
Fucking guy.
That's kind of what I'm hoping it's gonna be. But only time will tell. No, I don't know. Is there anything that we need to do? Any news? The Discord hit 15K.
Congrats.
Yeah, it's been growing super fucking fast. I'm working on changes. By the time this podcast is out, we'll probably be done with those changes. So,
Nice.
yeah.
There's no fairy tale news as far as I know, but Twitter hit 56K followers.
Good
Ooh,
shit. Good
That's-
shit. That's a
shit's
lot.
growing.
God
Yeah,
damn,
our
that's a lot.
engagement rate is still like not nearly where it should be, but I'll take it for now.
Growth is growth, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's- Ain't that the truth? There's nothing more to add. King, your famous outro.
Okay, cool. Sorry, I was just in the middle of another wing.
I'm so sorry, bro.
Are they hot
That's all
wings
good.
or barbecue?
They're actually Thai sauce. It's like a sweet chili thing.
Oh,
I don't know. Like what actually happened was like I asked for this like hot Chinese sauce, but they didn't have it, so I went with this one that's like sweeter but Thai. But that's like it's good enough trade off, I guess. Yeah. Anyways, thank you, listeners, once again for taking the time out of your day to listen to our podcast. We appreciate it. We do it for you guys. We hope that we can keep you entertained. If you have any requests or whatever, just drop them in the Discord, and we'll look into them, see if we can probably do them or talk about them next time around. If you have any interesting points of discussion or questions that you want to ask, like shoot us a message. Right? You're okay with that, guys, right?
Go ahead. I mean, just don't make it super stupid. But yeah,
Yeah,
go ahead.
like interesting questions, not like ridiculous shit. Like where does Dav live or something.
He lives with KSI.
fucking hell no.
Nice. Other than that, guys, I hope you all have like a great week ahead of you. I hope that if you work, that your workload isn't too bad. If you are a student, then I hope your study load isn't too bad. Well, actually, it's July, so you probably don't have like classes unless you're like a summer school student or whatever. But we'll see. Other than that, everybody take care. Stay safe because COVID's still a thing. Get vaccinated if you aren't already, and hashtag vax and wax.
X and wax.
See you
I
later,
like
guys.
it.
Stay safe.
Later.
Fucking hell. What
Vax
do you want to name
and
that
wax.
sticker then?